and spice. Yeah. And make everything there feel nice. No, no. Yeah. A little sugar and spice. Yeah. And make everything there feel nice. Yeah. The shawty bad to the.
Welcome to the
Sugar
and Spice podcast. Oh, what a week, to say the least. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Sorry for our little hiatus. We had a situation that needed to be dealt with, but we are back now. Seeing as tomorrow is the 1st of May, we're gonna do the tarot card pull because, like, why not? Why wait a week when we can just do it now? We're gonna use a different deck this time. So I am a huge fan of the Lucy Cavendish, the big eyes. So, and obviously Alice in Wonderland. So this is just like another, but I'm not a crazy one, I promise. I'm the cool kind. I'm the cool one, guys. I'm the cool mom. Um, yeah, I just like Alice in Wonderland, okay? Okay. But i.e., like, more or less, like, I read through the looking glass and like Alice in Wonderland and stuff, like from Lewis Carroll. So it's kind of like where it started. Okay. You want to do yours first?
Sure.
Shuffle it up, think about it, what you want to know, what we need some guidance on. Like, think about like what we want this month to be.
Oh, and then I pick one, right?
Yeah, pick one. Top one. Okay. Alrighty. So we have you can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. All right. With this one. Okay. And the Griffin added, "Come, let's hear some of your adventures. I could tell you my adventures beginning from this morning," said Alice a little timidly, "but it's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then." In this lovely moment, Alice is being asked to recount her adventures for the Griffin, who longs to hear them and is genuinely interested. Alice would love to share too. But she knows if she talks a great deal about what has happened and where she is from, she will never truly be able to move forward and find out who she is now that she has changed and is within the world of Wonderland. The Griffin wants her to share his so he can be entertained and perhaps get to know her a little better. But for Alice, the thought of reliving the past is no good, as it will not help him know her, as she has changed too much, and therefore her history is not a way of true friendship. Perhaps this is the same for you. Focus on creating new memories, on sharing experiences, on getting to know someone and letting them know you in the present through observation and conversation, except that you have changed. As we change, the simple telling of who we are and who we were and what we did is sometimes not as powerful as sharing who we are becoming and experiencing new adventures right here in the heart of the precious present moment. Yes, we can share our past adventures and histories, but perhaps you were quite a different person then. So consider adventuring forth and fully experiencing the present with people who you have connected with. Your past will spill out of you when the time is right for sharing of such things. You are more than your past, you have evolved and changed. Sharing your history is only to share who you once were, and you are no longer that same person. All right. I'll leave that one out. Mine? Okay. Lord knows I need good luck this month. All right. All right. Nature communication, flower energies, fairy energies, and elemental messengers. I'll put it up right in the middle here, guys. This way. Okay. Okay. What number are you? 37. Okay. Oh, Tiger Lily, said Alice, addressing herself to one that was waving gracefully about in the wind. I wish you could talk. We can talk, said the Tiger Lily, when there's anybody worth talking to. With this card, Alice thinks that because the flowers are well, flowers, they cannot speak, reason, or communicate. They are not like her, and therefore she thinks they cannot ever understand or connect with her. Alice assumes the same applies in the opposite direction. But to her surprise, the flowers in the world through the looking glass can speak, and they are very critical, very picky, and very aware of their choices. While they make assumptions, thinking Alice to be a flower like them, yet unlike them, they reveal that most of the time they do not speak because they feel there simply isn't anybody worth talking to. Alice then realizes the flowers have recognized her as someone worth talking to, perhaps because she has praised their beauty and simply wished to be able to communicate. She also has humility and a desire to understand. When this card comes to you, I do not make assumptions about people, creatures, or beings who seem too different for you to communicate with. There is always a way to bridge the gap between us. If you request for these beings to speak with you and stay open to that possibility, there will be communication. This is especially important when working in the plant kingdom, trees and flowers, elementals, and fairy energy. Okay, I like fairy energy. Be a person worth communicating with, open your heart and mind, and express your desire in that way. New bonds and cords of understanding can grow between the human world and the wonders all around us. You're being asked not to make assumptions. Be open to possibilities that seem to be outside rational expectation. Attempts to communicate with beings from other realms within nature, spiritual planes, or even just humans, it is thought there is no chance of speaking to or being understood by. Be open and express the desire for communication. Be more lateral and less literal about the ways communication can take place. Be a being worth communicating with. This will go far. Huh, that's kind of funny. Always be talking to everything, animals, plants, and it's springtime, so why not? All right, I'm going to shuffle for everybody else.
Good thing I wasn't doing too much talking.
It's okay. All right. Use your time well. Make every moment count. Like that's some weird version of the Cheshire Cat. Okay.
It's the orange cat version of the Cheshire
Yeah.
Cat.
I think you might do something better with the time, she said, than wasting it in asking riddles that have no answers. Asking riddles that seem to have no answer may seem like a waste of time, but sometimes it leads to discovery. When we allow ourselves to ask questions that have no discernible answer, we might find out valuable things and unearth what we truly think and believe. But there's another element to this card, as there are people who will waste your time not only by asking questions that have no answers, but by deliberately asking those questions intending to take up your time. There are people in our lives who feel justified questioning, prying, or wasting our time. It is up to you to decide what questions are worth answering and those that serve no purpose and can be left alone. Like Alice, you could find yourself becoming bothered by people's desire to confuse you. When this card comes, it is essential to create a safe space for yourself and to know what you prepared to do, what you prepared to withdraw from, and what you will leave well alone. Trust Alice on this. There are many people in the world with questions that will simply waste your very precious and irreplaceable time. Answer only those that bring you closer to a resolution or that will lead you to a greater and deeper way of experiencing the world. Some people love to feel they are important enough to take up another's time for no sound reason. Do not let them waste yours. Someone can be wasting your time by asking questions they have no interest in answering. People not listening or repeatedly asking for assistance but not heeding advice. Someone wishes to take up a great deal of your time in order to feel more important, listened to, or cared about. Set your boundaries. Set your boundaries, everybody. Don't let people take advantage of you. And your time is precious and you deserve to take up space too. So don't let anybody else tell you any different. All right. Now, because we missed last week, I think we are going to talk a little bit about the second episode of Pop the Balloon. And
the third, you all right?
Yep. Where'd my book go? Guys, pause.
Technical difficulties right there.
Oh my gosh. Be right back. Just kidding. I don't know how it ended up over there. All right. See, and this is why we're not professionals. It's fine. It's all good. Okay. I think it's funny how they do like the whole like popper lock.
Well, why don't you start so I'd never heard of this before, but you said
Yes, I've seen it. It's been on social media before, and I don't know if it's been on. I saw clips on TikTok, and I don't necessarily. I think it was like a YouTube show or very like a budget. I'm gonna say it's probably a spin-off of somebody's podcast that they did. And I only say it because it was mostly like black people on it. And the premise of the one online was you have your girl and there's the row of 8 guys or whatever. She walks up, some of them pop it immediately, whatever. If it's not your person, if it's not your type, pop it. Who cares, right? And then she would introduce herself and then kind of be like, oh, like this is what I'm looking for, blah, blah, blah. And then they'd go to each person who still has a balloon and she'd kind of talk to them or whatever. And of course, as it goes on, people pop more balloons and whatever. I don't even know if I ever saw somebody like really like meet with somebody and like leave with somebody. It was mostly like when we're talking like bottom of the barrel men, like bottom of the barrel men. Like, what are you guys doing? Like these guys being like, oh, like, I don't like the way she carries herself. That's why I popped the balloon. Okay, and you don't wash your underwear. So.
I feel like
Except they're like a lot meaner about it.
okay, fine. Because I was gonna say, like, I feel like when you look at someone, I feel like you can sort of feel like, am I going to be
Oh, for
attracted to
sure.
this person or not going to be attracted to
100%.
this person? So maybe they're not phrasing it the right way. Like,
No, it was just like, it was bad. And you're just like, I think the one guy was like, I want a virgin. And I was like, good luck with that one, buddy. Cause like, I don't think you're finding that.
okay. Anyways, the one on Netflix.
Okay, yes. As much as it is still low budget, I think
It's still funny though.
I think by like the next season, let's say, they'll probably have a bit more money. Because I love all the comments about like guys, don't sing that. We don't
sing that song. We don't have money for the
And
song.
I think the concept of it being live is interesting.
Now, the one you saw on like clips on social media, did it have the same host or is this host brand new?
No, this is a brand new.
She's good.
Yeah, she's good, and I know her from somewhere, and I just can't pick it, and I haven't had the chance to like Google it yet. But like, I know her from somewhere. So if anybody knows, put it in the comments because I know her from somewhere, and I just can't think of it.
She's very sharp. Like she strikes me
good.
like she's a
I
like
think-
comedian or in like that sort of
she's
space.
definitely like in front of people because she knows how to talk.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
and this is a
everybody else
live
is
show.
Yeah.
This is a live show, and you need to be able to
Yeah.
as a host.
Yeah, no, like I want to say she's got to be from. She might be a comedian, or she's got to be from like. I almost want to say like, is she from one of the Real Housewives or something? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But I have to figure out where she's from because it was like I recognize her voice, and maybe it's just from me. Like maybe there is one podcast where it's like there's usually 6 guys and 6 girls, and they do it in an auditorium, and they're black, and they'll sit there and people will stand up at the mics and ask questions. So I feel like she might have been with the girls on that one at some point. So she's some sort of socialite in those
Okay.
communities. But no, I think like she definitely like really smooths out the awkwardness for some
Oh,
people.
absolutely.
Like some of these people, it's like it's live. You know you're going on there live. Like
Yeah, and like they obviously vet people too, but I think once you're kind of put on the spot, like I don't know, I feel like I would have a really hard time like asking questions.
I feel like I would have questions ready to go.
Yeah, but to answer the questions, it's like being in an interview, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to be like
Yeah.
on your feet.
Yeah.
And some
Yeah.
people, that's not their strong suit.
No, no. And I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I would be. I think I would rather be on the balloon side
On
than
the
be the
balloon
single
side.
person.
Yes,
That's
yes,
stressful.
yes,
Like, please don't crush my social self-esteem.
yes, yes.
Please.
Yeah, please don't all pop the balloons at
Like,
once when
I
I
would
walk out
cry.
here.
I know. I would cry.
I feel like though, well, okay, so let's get
I'd
into
say
it.
maybe like 1 out of 8. Like maybe one person wouldn't.
Yeah. So let's get into it because I do have some comments about like
Okay.
specifics. So the first episode we watched was the second episode. So it was like one girl
Yes.
and is it eight? Eight
8 guys. Yes.
Yes.
So her name was Angela, and she was the dentist. And I'm
Yes.
like, first of all, I was like, I'm shocked at the amount of girls who were like, yeah, I'm looking to settle down. I'm ready. I'm like, you guys are all like 25, 26.
Yes.
I'm shocked.
I know, but I feel like in the States
It's
they
different.
like
They settled down earlier.
yes, like
It's true.
yes.
It's true. Okay. So, um, I liked her question of like, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? That question for me, it's always like a double-edged sword in a way. Like, I feel like some people are really focused and they're too goal-oriented, where it's like, oh, so you have like step one, step two,
Two,
step
yeah.
like what happens if you miss a step or can't make that fourth step, right? Like, do you have a backup plan? Like, so I think there's always like a good, like I'm somebody like you have to have like a good balance between like these are where I'd ideally like to be, but I don't necessarily have the step by step process, right?
Yes. And I'm like, I feel like I'm a very type A person. And I'm like, I don't even know if I could articulate like
Right?
five
Like
to 10 year goals.
maybe
I'm like, is
different, maybe
this?
different. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think like back when I was 25.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even
Now I'm
know if I
like,
could though.
now I'm
Because I feel
like,
like now it's just like every day you're just kind of doing the same thing. It's like I'm just on the merry-go-round of life. Like I
yeah.
wake up, I live Groundhog Day, I go to sleep.
I'm like, yeah, I would love if like my 10-year goal was like to retire. That's
Yes.
like the dream.
Okay,
like that's
hey,
where I'm at right now.
Hey, Patron, hey, Netflix,
Yeah, yeah.
what's up? Like, come on now. We'll do this for the rest of our lives until we're 80.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Yes.
come on. What did you think of Javion, the 23-year-old?
Drake vibes.
Yes.
Right?
He was like, I'm a personal trainer. I'm like, of course you are. I was like, I roll.
Just the way like he gave me huge Drake vibes, like just his answers, the way he talked, like
Yeah.
even his looks, like
Yeah.
a little bit, like just that
Yeah.
vibe. Like,
And he when he said to her like, "Oh, I'm emotionally unavailable," I was like, and then he made the comment too about the fact that he hasn't been in a relationship in 6 years, and I was like, "Buddy, you are the king of situationships."
so when you were I was like, when you were 17, I'm like, that doesn't even count.
No,
like, sorry.
and
As an adult, you have not been in a relationship. He should have just said that.
yeah, and like at the end of the day, I was like, and then he was like, "I'm a talking stage, bro," and I was like, I don't like date people. I like to date multiple people before I kind of choose. And I was like,
And that's what sewered him, right? Like he was basically like, you
Yeah.
know, I like to talk to this person, that person, and then even when I narrow it down, then we're still gonna be talking.
I'm
and then,
so sorry. The talking stage is for on app. That's the talking stage. And then when you guys actually go out on dates, you're dating. It doesn't mean you're in a committed relationship.
no, it doesn't mean you're
Dating.
exclusive.
No.
But
But it's weird.
he's also only 23. So
Right?
I'm like, why are you on the show? Clout, maybe,
Maybe. I don't know.
but other than that, like, why are you here? Because at 23, I don't think anybody's really looking.
No. And like he's like, I'm guarded. Haha. Like I'm emotionally unavailable. And I'm like, I don't doubt that because your brain is not fully developed yet.
No.
Like, okay.
Prefrontal cortex still working on it.
Seth, 33. He walked out and I was like, this guy's way too old. He's way too fake tan.
Yes,
Like,
yes. I was like, yeah.
I think he would have been good with the spiritual medium from the third episode. I don't know why, but I feel like because she was older too, like I feel like they would have kind of meshed well.
Um, Well, maybe they still could because
Maybe
like
he'll come back or she'll come back.
yeah, Angela came back in
That's true.
the next episode,
Yeah.
so maybe one of them will come back
Yeah.
and they'll encounter
Yeah,
each
no,
other.
I saw him like right off the bat. I was like, she's 100% gonna be like, no for him. Like, just not type. And that's fair. Like, that's the idea behind it. It's
Yeah.
like, that's just not my type.
Well, and I like okay, we can continue down on that side. Who's the
Oh, Yinka, the Nigerian prince, as I dubbed him.
Nigerian
pharmacist.
I hate that joke. Or legally deal drugs. I'm like, it's like the worst. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, he was not, for several reasons, not for me, but I mean, hilarious. Like, he gets to the end,
I know.
and then he's like, pop, because of the whole horoscope thing. I'm like, why didn't you pop the balloon way back when she brought up the horoscope
Yeah.
thing?
And she was just like asking generally, because then, and I'm like, I don't, like, it's not evil. It's not against God.
I feel like though, so that was one of the things. I feel like though people are on there for clout, number one. Number two, like I think maybe particularly on the guys' side, once they get in it, it's almost like a competition. Like it becomes competitive, right? Like,
Sure.
is she gonna pick me? So I feel like that guy was getting competitive to the point where he was like, okay, I made it to the end, and then he's like, just joking, pop the balloon.
Yeah.
Because he could have popped the balloon
He could have popped it like in the beginning. As soon as she said it.
The horoscope
Yeah,
thing.
and then you sat there and then you were just like, oh, like I'm just gonna see how far
I get. And then, oh, just joking. I'm not
Because
actually
in
interested.
everything else they really matched up in everything, like going to church, their faith.
They're
like,
both in the medical
and
field.
yeah, like, and just her answer of like, I get like peace from like my relationship with God and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, like, so you guys make sense. And I was just like, this is weird.
I feel like the horoscope thing was a cop out. Like I feel like maybe he just wasn't
into it.
right.
I feel like he was just like, oh, like I feel like I want to see what's coming next, but like I can make it to the end. Haha.
Right.
Yeah, no.
But to the Cinco guy in that, you could tell she liked him.
Of course, who wouldn't? And then he was like, I'm an actor, model, personal trainer.
I don't know. Cinco gave
I was like, you are an Instagram model, boy.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yes.
you dabble in personal training, you try to sell online workouts.
Just wait till we get to the last two what's her face.
Oh, I know.
Just wait though, because
I got stories?
Yeah, I got stories.
Perfect.
So no, but like when she was asking her question about the long-term short-term goals, like don't like he's like, well, I didn't like that question. It's like, who are you? She's the one asking the questions. Just answer them. We don't need the commentary on what
Answer them or pop your balloon.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need your commentary on this would have been a better question. Oh, really? Would you like to mansplain how I should ask my questions that are relevant to me?
Yeah. Yeah, because
So
I
immediately when he started doing that, I was like, instant turn off. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, fine. He's like conventionally attractive.
Yeah, 100%
I suppose, but
attractive.
I'm like, not for me.
His personality and attitude was exactly what I expected out of him.
Okay, yeah.
That's exactly what I expected out of him.
Yes. Yes.
Sad, what's his name? Logan, the dog walker. I thought he was cute, but like not her type. So I was kind of new.
Also, I don't know. I felt like the stage. I'm like, is this stage on a slant? Or
no, I think he's just that short.
No, but okay. I fine with Logan, but I'm like, the pharmacist guy, when he came and stood beside her, I was like, oh, he's taller than. So I'm like, is the stage on a slight slant? Because I felt like when he came, I thought he was like super short too, but then he came and stood beside her and he was tall because she seemed really tall.
Maybe
and then when
she came, maybe she's on a platform.
I don't know, but that stage, or maybe it's an optical illusion or a slant.
Maybe because they're on an angle.
But I'm like, all the guys seem super short, but then when the two went and stood beside her,
Cinco right there looked gigantic,
and so did Drake. Look gigantic. So I'm like, I don't know, is it an optical illusion, slight slant, whatever. Anyways, all those guys look small.
Yeah.
Yes, Logan did look small. I'm like, it's not gonna work. Like, she strikes me like she's not gonna be interested in a dog
No,
walker. He could be a very, very attractive dog walker,
but
and
that's
still
not gonna
not
be
be
her profession of choice.
no.
Fair, whatever. You're being a dentist, girl. Like,
Yeah, that's fine.
be up
Like,
with a professional.
be picky about
Yes.
what your guy is.
Dylan, the real estate investor guy, the short king.
I felt bad for him.
I did but he knew. He was like, I'm short king.
I'm a short king.
But he seemed like he had a good personality.
He seemed like he had a good personality, and he seemed like he had he had his stuff together.
Yeah, and like he actually was one of the ones that had like long-term goals
Yes.
of like, I want to build wealth. I want to have a bunch of properties that I can rent out.
Like, if he had been taller, he would have been someone that she would have considered more. Yeah.
And then like Rolando, that guy, I was like, just get him off the stage. Why are you
Pop,
here?
Pop. I know. I'm like
not my type, not my type,
not my type.
not my type.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so like, why would you even come without even giving it? And like, he had the stupid answers too, and it was just like, oh, it's the age thing. Oh, not my type. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
he was annoying.
Like, can you give us some? And then Floyd the pilot, that guy, I was like, please don't talk. Like, his voice alone.
Save yourself.
His voice was just like, I was just like, I feel like you would sit there and he would like mansplain an entire menu to you.
Yeah, he was no.
And it was like, I don't know if it was like the softness in which he tried to spoke, but I was like, I don't know if I want you flying a plane that I'm going to be in. Like, no, thank you. So then we had the next set of questions where, so like obviously in that first round, she got rid of Seth, Dylan, and Rolando. Well, I guess Rolando took himself out. Bam. But I guess she was like talking about, I didn't write the question down, but was she asking about like, oh no, they asked the question?
Yeah, they asked the second question. She asked the first one.
Okay. And she was like, I immediately block all my exes.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like as she should. And then he was like, oh yeah, me too. I was like, you do not. I was like, don't lie to me.
Who?
Javion.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you don't block anybody, buddy.
Absolutely not. That guy is circling
the
the block
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, every 6 months. Hey.
Hey.
Eye emoji.
Eye emoji.
Double eyes, like
fire on your story.
Yeah.
Hard eyes. Hey.
Just checking in. Hey. How you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, and then I was like, I thought like Logan was like really funny. He just had like a lot of good little comebacks and stuff. And he was like so cute and just like try because he knew he was like, I can't compete with height, so I gotta compete with personality.
Yes.
And you know what? He got his in the end.
He did.
We'll
yes.
come to him,
yes.
But like I think it's like, I don't know. I think he definitely did convey like he loves what he does. Like he loves taking care of the dog walk, which I'm like, hey, if they're in LA, that can be a super lucrative business.
Yeah, I mean, if you are attracting the right clientele.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Like high-end clientele, absolutely. Like, and I mean, if that's what you enjoy doing, hey, make money out of what you enjoy doing. Okay. So, and then she had the question. So after the second round, she got rid of Cinco and Floyd.
Cinco got rid of himself.
Oh yeah, he got rid of himself.
He's giving friend vibes.
I remember that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, I did not. No. And then like, what would an ex say? So like with Javion, he was like, I'm guarded, emotionally unavailable, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay, so half the guys out there, maybe more, probably 3/4. Like Yinka's was like, likes to eat, adventurous, I'm decisive. And I'm like, okay, everybody likes to eat, bro. Like, why are we making this a thing? And then like Logan, like he's kind, but he needs to work on being decisive. And then obviously like she got rid of Logan, which was kind of expected when it came down to like the two of them. And then obviously it was like down to Javion and Inca. And it was like the single hardest thing about dating you. And it was like him and Javion being like the talking stage. And fair, like I'm somebody who's like, I have a hard time talking to multiple people. Like I have one person who's a focus. I'm like, if it doesn't go anywhere, then we open back up the PDF and look who's next. Like I don't know what to tell you. But and then like Inca's was like the hardest thing about dating is he needs time. And I was like, I don't understand by what you mean you need time.
I don't know.
Like you want to just like date somebody for like
him getting put, I felt like his answers while they were in the rows were not too bad, but then once he got put in that middle area, he was just rambling on. I'm like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
no, I'm like, bro, did you
Just
take
shut-
something from the
Just
pharmacist?
just shut it down. Like,
Yeah. And then obviously she picks Inga, and it's like,
and then he's like, just joking.
just kidding, haha.
Pop all your dreams right on
Yeah.
national television.
Oh my god! And then that love lounge.
Like, did the guy not give you Wayne Brady vibes?
Oh my god! Yeah.
Wayne Brady.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I was like, what is happening?
Yes.
I was like, let me fast forward because I'm getting secondhand embarrassment right now. Just the way he was like trying to like oversell it.
Yes,
And like,
he was funny. He was
funny.
Wayne Brady.
It was
vibes.
good. It was good. Okay, so then our second girl, Casey, she's 30. She's from Charlotte, North Carolina. I forget what she did.
Sports marketing. Sports media.
Sports media. Okay, like I could see that. Like she looked like I'm like, you look like you should be a WNBA coach.
Yeah.
She looked really cute coming out there. And then I got really worried because I'm like, she's really tall.
Yes.
So I was like, oh
But
no.
she had on big heels.
Yeah, she did. She did.
So I'm like, are the big heels deceiving? Is this weirdo stage deceiving?
And like right off the bat, Floyd, boom, popping it. Because she showed too much skin. I was like, but I'm like, how is
that
this
whole side,
that
with the exception
of Short King?
Short King,
Yeah,
was horrible.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't like thinking of what she was wearing and what the previous girl was wearing. I was like, all she's showing is leg. And like literally from her knee to her thigh.
Right.
Is it like, are you not afraid to see my ankles, sir? Should I cover my ankles? Like, is this too much?
I don't know. Like, I'm like, buddy, shut up.
Yeah, I was just like, you were just like, you could have said anything else and just been like, not my type. Like, why would you have to be like, oh, her outfit?
Yeah.
It's just, it's not necessary. Same
No.
with Rolando, like, oh, her age, Javion age. Like,
well, but
I can see that because she was older and like,
well, she was 31.
Yeah.
Javion's 23.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, the age, but and I guess like just get Roland. Like he was
yeah.
But like that whole side. Bleh.
Yeah, and it's like you kind of have to understand that like you have to at least be open to hearing them out a bit. Like maybe not so much Davion because he went through the whole thing with the girl before, but like Rolando, like you're not even giving anybody a chance.
He was not giving anybody a chance. So
like why did you even come?
Rolando.
I wonder if you like if they like be like, we want this guy back, let's reach back up to him. We want this guy back or whatever, right? So then what's a positive thing you took away from your last relationship? And like I think Seth said, oh, having a strong family. Like I wrote, he just gives me like strong metrosexual vibes.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I just feel like he needs like a specific type of woman to be able to be like next to him. And I get the vibe of like the Selling Sunset girls. But, and I thought they would have been like fairly matched. Like, I feel like they would have looked good together.
Yeah, because.
And they were kind of like on similar levels. Like,
yes.
Because he was massage therapist or physiotherapist, right?
Yes. And so I feel like, yeah, like I thought they had a bit of chemistry.
Yeah.
And then
it was
I guess Pop, because he didn't.
Was he the one where she was like, "Oh, you took yourself out of the running"? Because he thought she had better chemistry with
Logan.
Was it Logan or
yeah,
little short guy, right? Which that shocked the hell out of me.
Well, and I thought she had decent chemistry with Cinco as well, and then he popped his balloon and said, "I'm out." So maybe just I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's still kind of like and we'll learn going forward. Like I think he had the girl from Coachella on his mind.
But he didn't know that.
No, but I think like that was still like on his like
maybe. But what was I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
I thought like maybe she would have picked Dylan too to stay. But then that did he pop?
He popped his balloon.
Popped it, yeah. I think everybody popped because
because they sensed like the
yeah, yeah, yeah. They said like there was heavy vibes between like Logan and like her.
yeah.
And I was like, that's really cute. And then we got like the update of them.
And
And that was so cute. I'm like,
yes,
okay, like I'm so happy they actually like went on a date. And she was like, it was really good. And like I expected her, like when they were talking about like favorite movies or whatever, I was like, yeah, she seems like that older movie person where she's like white chicks and like Remember the Titans and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm really happy that like they went out and like
well, and
had a good time.
she said, yes, he's a short king, but confidence goes a long way.
100%.
Confidence, personality, like he
God
wasn't.
bless her, because that's not me.
No, not me either. Like, but confidence, personality, like he wasn't unattractive. Like he wasn't really for me, but like he had an like okay like face.
Yeah.
It's just that he was just short.
For sure, yeah. He had cute hair. Like he had cute curly hair, like
Yeah.
whatever, bubbly. Okay, and then we have our third lady of the night, Dana.
Dana from the Ultimatum. That's where I know
where you
her.
go.
Yes, that's where I know her from. So
Cinco knows her from Coachella.
Coachella. And I was like, I was watching it. I'm like, hey, if they ran into each other at Coachella, ended up here, I'm like,
And then
like,
I
what
saw,
odds? What
yeah.
are the odds?
And then we saw the update where like they actually went out, and she was like, "We're just kind of gonna hang out and get to know each other."
But Zaina has a type
Yes.
because the guy that she was on the ultimatum with, so similar to Cinco. Like, fitness influencer as well. Like that, there was if you watch the
Yeah.
ultimatum, like like they had a ton of issues around
Yeah.
like social media, and because
Yeah.
he was big on
Yeah.
social media, like she's in the same sort of space, so
Yeah.
she definitely has a type. Hopefully, for her sake, Cinco is better than
Yeah.
JR, which was her guy on
Yeah.
ultimatum.
Yeah. And of course, like she
Rela-
popped Rolando, didn't she?
Rolando popped his
Oh, he took
balloon.
himself out
He took
again.
himself out again. Why are you here?
Yeah, like just go. And then I'm sorry, that Marco guy who took
Oh, who took what's his face's
yeah,
face? Yeah.
the comedian, I
Yeah.
was just like, he's a weirdo.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't follow me to the bathroom. Who says that?
I don't know.
Like, were you nervous? Like, are you okay?
And then he pops his balloon saying she was too judgy. It's like, well, you're
Bro.
not making any good jokes, buddy. So I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, nobody's following you to the bathroom, bro.
no, no.
Nobody's following you to the bathroom. And like,
And Floyd took himself all out also because he
Yeah.
was like, well, she knows Cinco. It's like, okay.
thank you.
I don't know. Like,
Thank you for making it a little bit easier.
and then poor Dylan, poor short king gets taken out for being a short king.
I know, but like, poor guy. Yeah. I feel like I didn't really care about anybody else in this once we found out, like, 'cause she just had like that chemistry with Cinco, and it's like fair enough. Like,
Yeah.
just go. And I think everybody else got that vibe too, where it was like, oh, okay, like obviously there's something there.
Yeah.
It's like, what did you guys do at Coachella? Did you guys just meet, or did you guys hang out in your campsite? Anyway. But yeah, I think Seth took himself out too, because he was like, well, she has a better connection with him. So everybody was
Yeah.
just like,
I mean, did they like from an aesthetics point of view and like what they did?
yeah. Did she take Yinka out, or did he take himself out? Do you remember?
Um,
'Cause
she
something
popped.
like no
She popped.
chemistry.
Yes, she
Yeah.
popped
Which
Yinka's
is
balloon.
fair, which I feel like he would look at her and be like, you show too much skin. Like he would be the type to not be okay with her fitness modeling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like he would be super paranoid about it. And I'm actually pretty shocked that like Javion made it to the final two.
Well, she was
Like I guess it was like kind of cutie flirty vibe.
yeah.
But like he also is like similar in type, let's say. Like that's what I would like. And then he's obviously like, ooh, here's a much older, attractive lady. Mommy vibes.
Yeah.
Milky vibes.
Yeah.
Like I think yeah. But yes, so Cinco, they got together.
Sure, they're dating according to
yes.
the according to
According
the
to their
update.
sources.
So
All right. Now we have a gentleman, Ty. 31,
This is now the
episode 3,
3.
which was last Thursday's live. Okay, first of all, I just wanted to say, like, all those girls were so pretty. I was sitting there, I was like, oh, these girls are really, really pretty. And I'm shocked that, like, not all of them are from LA. I kind of figured everybody would be within the LA area.
Were they not?
I don't know if they, or was it the people in the middle
The
who
people
were?
in the middle that weren't.
Oh,
I think
that's
everyone
weird.
that was like
Yeah, yeah,
on the sides were, but I'm like, it's honestly hilarious because they know like men are very visual creatures. So they line the thing with very attractive women versus the week before when it was the women, you had a real hodgepodge.
yes,
Of
it's quite the variety.
yes.
But then that also just like goes to show the fact that like hot women are single right now. Hot women are
Yes.
single right now because we don't want to deal with losers,
Yeah.
as seen in the options available.
Yes.
All right, Ty, 31, AI consultant. I'm like, if it's AI, why are we consulting?
I guess is the AI.
And I'm so sorry, no mean girls. I was like, what do you like? What are we talking? What classifies a mean girl?
Well, I
And
mean,
nobody's gonna admit to that.
no, and I feel like there's a real, for me, some mean girls, a real lack of self-awareness that
Yeah.
they are mean.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
like Ty, like
Oh no, I liked him. He was kind of awkward and like, but I think he was nervous.
I think he was nervous, but I found him like
Yeah.
fairly attractive.
Yeah. I'd say he was like fairly normal,
Yeah.
fairly like somebody you would encounter on like your in your everyday life. Like he wasn't like a supermodel or like a fitness model or somebody like that. Like
Yeah,
it's
like
like
he had
somebody
a
you would
real
interact
job
with. Yeah.
with, and just an interesting job.
Yes.
A real job, like was reasonably good looking. Like I don't know. I thought his answers to some of the stuff was fine. I feel like he was nervous.
I feel like he was nervous, absolutely. And there was like a lot of stuff where he was just like, what sorry, what? Like he's like, I got confused.
Yeah.
But just a poor confused young man. It's fine. So like we met Quincy,
Yes.
28, model, bartender. I loved her. I loved her hair. I loved her style. Like what was her major deal breaker was like you need to have an open mind.
Closed-minded people.
Yes, closed-minded people and like kindness is like a huge thing for her. We met Kate, the legal assistant. Her biggest no was somebody who has kids. I was like, true.
Yeah, which is fair.
Which
Like
is fair, yeah, 100%.
she had. I'm like, does she have an accent? Like she had an
She
interesting voice, right? Like
I was like, is she a valley girl? I don't know.
I
Like
don't know. I feel like
there
there's,
was something, or she has a lisp or something.
I don't know, some kind of Eastern European, maybe slight accent.
Maybe.
Like has been here
Maybe.
for a long enough time, but still has a
It's
bit
just a
of.
little bit there. Yeah, maybe. Depending on where, like almost like Dutch or something like that. There was, yeah. And then we met Amelia. So she's 31, hairstylist. And like, I didn't understand where he was like, oh, tattoos make you a mean. Like, he was like, oh, I wasn't sure because of the tattoos, because she had a sleeve. And I was like, tattoos make you a mean girl?
I don't know.
I was like, I don't think that's true.
No.
Okay, sir. And then I liked her like non-negotiable was like not in your party era. Like I don't mind
Yeah.
going out and having fun, but like not every weekend.
Right. Right.
And then there's Caitlin. She's the youth enrichment girl. Like I was like, she's super sweet. Like she seems like she would be like a stable partner. And then like her biggest no was like can't communicate with kids. Fair, like that is her job. And that's kind of like a pretty big thing for the future as well.
Yeah.
Like if you can't communicate with kids, I don't think you should ever have kids. Natalie, 29, marketing analyst, somebody who doesn't have passion in their life. Angela made her way back.
Made her way back.
Dentist girl, and obviously hers was like no future plan. Erin, she was the spiritual healer medium. So like obviously for hers, liars and players, like she's gonna catch you. You can't lie and play her because she's gonna know. And then that Lex girl, like it was just like two people who are too serious. So then like he got rid of Caitlyn. I don't know why he got rid of Caitlyn. I can't remember.
Just not his type.
Not his type.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Aaron, he was like, I'm not a spiritual person. I was like, okay, cool. Like that's a lot to deal with if that's not your type. And then Lex. I don't know why he got rid of Lex. I didn't
Just not his type.
not his type again.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. So now we're down to Quincy, Kate, Amelia, Natalie, and Angela. I liked her question of like, what's your duet song of choice? Like I love that she was like, I like to go do karaoke. I'm like, that seems like a really fun time. That's something different. Like you don't hear about it a lot. I would go do that too. I like karaoke.
And I would not.
And I'm like, I'll get you drunk. Get a couple shots in
No,
you.
I've never done karaoke in my life.
Guys, we are gonna put a poll up and we're gonna find a karaoke room. We can have private karaoke
No,
rooms.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, not doing it. No.
Okay. And I was like, of course he would pick Dilemma by Nelly and Kelly. I'm like, oh, come on. Kate.
He was on the spot, so I'm like, good for him for even thinking of a duet
I
song.
know.
I would still be standing there thinking, like, I don't
Like
know.
honestly, it would have been like, I would have gone like Danny Zuko and what's her face from Greece.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we're doing that. Because that's all I can think of right now.
Yeah.
But I liked hers, like No Air with Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Kate was, have you ever overstayed in a relationship? Which I think that's a great question.
That is a great question.
His answer definitely gave me like red flags. Like he's a bouncer. Or he was just like, I up and leave. Like I'm done. I think it maybe was the way he framed it. And I just think he was just didn't like say it properly. Because like you can it made it just seem like he's a ghoster. That's what I got from the vibes.
Maybe. Yeah, but I'm like, but there also is something to be said to having your boundary, and
Absolutely.
once your boundary gets crossed,
Which is fine. I just like he just gave me like ghost vibes where it's like if you're not into somebody, that's fine. Let them know. Just say, hey, guess what? Not into this? Cool. Like I think we should go separate ways. That's awesome. But if you're just gonna be the type of person where you're just gonna be like, I'm just not or I'm gonna like breadcrumb you until I just disappear. Like trickle down.
but sometimes some people get a boundary crossed and they just block the person and never speak to them again. So
I don't do that. I don't do that. I want
I'm not saying
Oh, you. Yes, you do. I was gonna say I gotta have the last word. I'm gonna
No,
yell.
I don't care
And
to
then
have
I'll
the
block
last
you,
word.
but I want that message to be delivered first.
I don't care. I don't care to have the last word usually. You can keep on talking and I'll just block.
And then Amelia, like hers was really good. Like, how are you close with your family or traditions? Like, I think it was nice that he was kind of like he was
Yeah,
kind
he
of
wanted to make his own traditions, which I
yes.
thought was great because yeah, like even like
You
what
don't have to grow up with them, but if you want to create them, you can.
like, and there might be stuff that you grow up with that you don't never liked, so you want to
Yeah,
get rid of it, or
exactly.
stuff that you want to continue on for your own
Yeah,
kids. But when you have your own kids, sometimes you just want to make your own traditions with them too,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely. And I
So
feel like he didn't like it sounded like he was close with his family, but they didn't have that like core family time. Like you
right.
might, you know, if you need them, you can call them, they'll show up, but you don't necessarily like talk every
And
day.
it's like I find in the States, like people will live like some of their family will be in
Like
like
we're next door.
California, the
Oh
other
yeah.
some of their family will be in New York, New York.
Yeah, like they
So
travel around a lot.
yeah, a lot more than us.
Yeah.
Maybe because flights there are actually more reasonable. You can
Yeah.
get on a flight that's not absolutely horrible. Where
Yeah. And I
good
feel
luck to you.
like because like our provinces are so big
Yeah,
too, it makes it a little bit harder. Like you could like be like, oh, I'm gonna go to like the other side of Ontario and it's still 12 hours away. Right?
but you could probably fly from California to New York cheaper than you could fly from here to Vancouver.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
You could probably fly to Vancouver cheaper out of Buffalo than out of Toronto.
probably.
Or fly to Seattle and drive across.
Yeah,
We have Natalie. Like, I thought she looked amazing for losing 100 pounds. I'm like,
yeah.
good for you, girl. Like,
like you know,
I'm gonna say she 100% had a slimmer on because, or she got the surgery, which I don't think she got the surgery yet.
I feel like if you lose 100 pounds gradually, like your skin has time to.
Not necessarily. I was like looking at her dress and I was like, oh
Oh,
yeah, I can tell. But like she looks great. And I think she mentioned that as like a reason. Like, so for myself, I would mention it because I'm gonna say, hey, just so you know, I'm gonna look a little different without this dress on. Because I'm gonna have loose skin. Because I
mm,
lost 100 pounds. right? So, but like I was like, girl, the one thing that really annoyed me is I could, when she was talking, I could like hear her like the sounds of her mouth,
Oh.
and she was talking, and I was just like, I'm getting really triggered by this.
Oh,
It's
I
just like
didn't
an
notice.
audible, it's like an audible like mouth sound of like, and I was just like, I can't do this right now. I can't do this. It was nobody else's mics were doing it, so I don't know if
Mm.
it was just maybe different.
Mic placement?
Yeah. Um, and then like, Angela, what's your Friday night like? And he was like, oh, hangs with his cat. I was like, oh, awesome. And then cute Amelia popped with the cat. And fair, she has a deaf
Dog.
Was it a deaf dog or blind?
No, she had a Dalmatian.
Yeah, but he's deaf, so he would have had to come with her
Oh.
anytime she went and visited him.
Is that why she said?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't
yeah.
catch that part.
Yeah, she was something. I think he was deaf, which Dalmatians are fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Don't ever get a Dalmatian, guys. They have the brain the size of a peanut. My aunt had one, and that dog was psychotic. Like they just
No, when like 101 Dalmatians came out, like people were going out and getting Dalmatians, and I remember there was all these things like they are not.
they're not family dogs.
No, like you need. I know someone that has one, but they, I believe, live on a big property, so the dog has
Yeah.
like space to run. So
Yeah, I know. I remember my aunt, she had one named Jules, and it was always just like, okay, don't get too close to its face because they're unpredictable because they just have such a small brain. Like, and we had a dog at the time too, so he was always a really good buffer, but and Jules was fine when Rex was around, but then when Jules was alone, it was not like it was just like a very irritable dog. Um and then he also took out Quincy too. He was like, nope, not that. And
no, she popped.
oh, did she pop in?
Yeah, eventually she was like, he's not my
Not
type.
my type. Fair. Fair. And then the third question was, what's your biggest red flag? Or I'm not a planner. I don't like to plan things, so are you okay planning out a
Oh.
trip? And I was like, I
He
think
did say he would pay for it though.
yeah, but still I don't want I'm with Angela on that one where I don't want the mental load of doing that.
Well, good luck.
I know. I know. But like
Good luck. I wouldn't be horribly opposed to it if he was going to be
if
covering.
we could do it together.
Yeah, like okay, you're paying for this. Like these are the kind of like the options that I've
Yeah.
thought of. Like, do you have any input
Yeah.
on the options? Yeah, like don't. I wouldn't be okay with like leave it. I do like to. I have certain standards for where I'm going to stay.
100%.
So I do like to do my own
I'm
research.
looking 4 stars and up.
Review well, and I like to read
Yes.
reviews. Like I go down the whole.
I go to TripAdvisor.
TripAdvisor rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So
And maybe like I wouldn't mind it for like big vacations
Yeah.
where like we're gonna go to Mexico, we're going to Jamaica,
Yeah.
we're going here. I wouldn't mind planning for that, but I don't want to be the one who's sitting there all the time planning dates, planning.
Oh, yeah,
dinners,
no.
planning this, a weekend away. Like you can do a
But he
weekend
didn't
away.
say that, right? Like he said, if we're gonna go on a trip.
Yes, I can, but like I don't know, it just comes off of like I'm not a planner. That just to me is just like no, thank you. I need somebody who's going to take the reins. Like I feel like I just use my brain too much in everyday life, and I don't want to think in my relationship that way. Please take the mental load off of me. And I think that's where he like ended up losing like a lot of the girls too.
Yeah.
And it was just like ooh. And like I don't know. I was like, Kate, you made it to the end. You should have just gone on a date with him and seen.
Like
another
for
one of those
Angela,
situations.
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, why wouldn't you just try? Like,
Yeah.
just see. Like, maybe because I feel like there's nerves. You're under a microscope. Like, why not just go out on one date? Like,
Yeah.
nothing. But then again, like, I think she was from like Texas or something, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know.
That's the hard thing too, is like it's
Long distance
wise.
So it's like, why do I even want to go on a date if it's not going to distance wise not going to work out?
Yeah, and I guess maybe you're just going there and hoping that you're going to get somebody who's in and around your area or something like that, right? Okay. Will
31
works in nightlife. I was like promoter.
No, he was.
No,
I
no,
know,
no.
I know, I know.
No, I was like
I know.
promoter.
I know, absolutely, yes. No, he's a nightlife host. A nightlife host.
Okay, so funny enough is there is a if anybody has seen Stephanie Sue on TikTok, she runs something called the Mango Podcast, Rotten Mango. Yeah, Rotten Mango Podcast. So I was watching one of her episodes and she was talking about, and she covers a lot of stuff in China and stuff like that because she likes to, because she is Chinese, I believe, and she likes to watch like the Chinese reality shows. So, and she's all about their influencers and stuff. And like, you want influencers, go look at the Chinese influencers. They have like, you American, North American influencers have nothing on these Chinese influencers. These girls are making like 500K a day from doing this. So she was like, in China, they have these hosts. And I was like, immediately hosts. So they're all very young. They're between 18 and 24. So they're all legal drinking age, but they're still young, thin, pretty, fair skin, looks beautiful. And men will come to these clubs and pay for these women to host them and their friends to drink with them. They buy them bottles of champagne at like 10 grand a pop. They'll bring them presents, they'll bring them jewelry, purses,
I've heard of this before.
wallets. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like this is what the clubs do. They're the high-end clubs. They give them like these girls just to sit with these guys. Like you don't even have to drink really with them. You can just like pretend you're drinking out of your bottle. Like they have their own bottle that they will drink out of. And like you'll make like 50 to $60 just in that night. 50 sorry, 50,000 to $60,000
Yeah.
just in that night with these men.
Yeah.
And she said like the one girl was so she made all of her money for 4 years. She made something around like $45 million, bought half the club, and then retired. I'm like, damn, I want to do that. But it's like when they were talking about the host, that's all I could think of. But I'm like, I would rather that than this guy. I was like, what is with the pun, buddy? I will say he had like a decent enough personality, but I'm like, that's what I expect out of a promoter.
Yeah.
When he was like, you call me for a fun time. And I was like,
I bet
I
we
bet
do.
everybody does.
Yes.
Speaking of, I'm like, making a note for
I
like we
did
go to
like
Vegas.
how he was like his thing was like he doesn't like smoking.
But you're literally in the field where everybody's gonna smoke.
I know, but I'm like, I don't like smoking either. So I'm like, I really like
Yeah. I mean, and that's a pretty good like. And I was like, he was like cigarettes. So I was like, oh, okay,
yeah.
okay, we're good, we're good. Yeah, and I like the girls immediately popped like Quincy, Caitlin, Angela, the nightlife worker. It's
Yeah.
like me as a bartender, as a server, like I know, and I'm like, you're never going to be available on the weekends. You're never going to be available on holidays. Like your priority is like, yeah, great that you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off,
Yeah.
but like if you have a
And
job,
anyone who works at 9 to 5 does not have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
exactly.
Thursday off.
So you need like, and anybody who's been in the service industry knows you just need to be with somebody else in the service industry. Like it's very hard to make it work without somebody in the service industry. Which I mean, like at the end of the day, it worked out because you had Lex,
Yeah.
who was also in the service industry.
Yeah.
And like when she was like, I'm a manager and a VIP host, and I was like, oh, a VIP host. So I was like, oh, so you're an upscale bottle girl, is what came to mind. Which, hey, I don't care, girl. Make your money however way you want it. But like, let's call a spade a spade.
Right.
Like, let's not try to make it like fancy.
I thought he was going to pop her balloon because he asked that question about having kids, right?
Yes.
And she said, I don't
like
know.
not right now.
Yeah, maybe down the road. But I'm like, I felt like for him, like he's looking more shorter term for that. So I thought he was gonna pop her balloon. Like I feel like it was between her and Aaron.
Yes.
And then I think he just
he panicked, and he said he's like, I panicked.
I think he couldn't remember who said what out of the two of them, and I think he just popped hers because I think he was more physically attracted to Lex.
Yes, but also too, like I think with their careers, the way it is, like that's what works. And to be honest, like I was sitting there and I was like, guys, you have a gold mine between the two of you because you're both very attractive. I said, if she's willing to stay on the West Coast and she wants to come out of Vegas, like you guys like could literally team up together.
Yeah.
And have a whole business of like running your hosting.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
really, because she can bring in guys, you can bring in girls, like, and you guys can literally hustle your asses off and make a shit ton of money,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But I was like, okay, cool. So now we're 2 for 2 on meats and stuff like that. And then we have the final guy who I was like immediately gave me like professor vibes. I was like, what are you wearing?
Why are your pants so
I
high up?
don't
I don't know.
I was like, is this the Chicago film scene? Because like,
I don't know. I'm like, his job sounded cool. Like he's like, I'm in future film development. I'm like,
yes,
oh, that sounds cool. Like,
yes,
you know, gets to work with like a bunch of people in the entertainment industry. But I'm like, Greg, what is up with your hair and what is up with
I
your
know,
pants? Poor
I
Greg.
know.
He seemed like he had a good personality. He had an interesting
Yes.
job. Like,
Honestly, honorable mention, Ty for actually having his hair done.
yes, yes. He said I went to the
Yes.
barber. Yes.
Devin, take notes.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, his comment
About the
about
princess treatment that really sewered him. But the thing is, like, I don't think he meant it the way it came out
yes, I think
because
like he should have framed it differently and said maybe high
absolutely.
maintenance.
Yes. I
Even
think
still, high maintenance is a little subjective because it's like who's maintaining it. If I'm maintaining my own maintenance, then you don't need to be worried about my high maintenance. But yeah, I think it was like the way in which he
because
said it.
because the absolutely because the examples he gave of
Mhm.
like think like he's like I love to buy flowers, I love to
I
randomly
know.
buy
I'm like,
gifts. I'm like
that's
wonderful.
princess treatment.
You're right. I'm like that's what a lot of people would say princess treatment is,
Yeah.
Greg. So
Yeah. So I feel like maybe because, I don't know, maybe because of the industry he's in. So he sees a lot of celebrities, he sees a lot of actresses and stuff.
yes, where people are just waiting on them hand and
So
foot.
maybe we should have led with like, I'm not here to be a servant. Maybe that was a better option than just
Yes.
being like,
Well, but then I think he still would have like I feel like Angela, like she was not my favorite person. Like I feel like she still would have popped her balloon if he was like, I'm
she
not here to be a
reminds
servant. Pop like
she reminds me of Alex from Love is Blind 2 seasons
oh my
ago.
God, yes.
That's who she reminded me of walking up.
Yes.
And like I almost thought it was her.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that was the vibe I was getting from her.
Oh, yes. Good call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, I did like the question of like a non-sexual turn on. I think that is a
Yes.
great question because like that is something that like you can do in everyday life, like just being an active listener
Yes.
or quality time or like just sending coffee or flowers or something like that, right? um I think like I kind of had a feeling that it was going to be a little bit of a lock with Quincy. I felt like it was going in that direction. They
Yes.
were very artsy together. Like I
Yes.
like obviously love that she loves Halloween. Like that's really awesome. Um
I think he was just more, he must have a type because he's like, his friends are going to be like, Greg, what are you doing? So he must go for like tall, attractive blondes. That must be his type.
yes, because it was down to her and Kate,
Kate.
right?
Yes.
But I feel like the vibe with Quincy was good. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that could be something. Like
I think
even
he
if it's
was,
short term.
I think he was just more physically attracted to Kate.
For sure, which I don't understand why, because like I think Quincy's very, very beautiful. Like I think she has a lot. But yeah, like I feel like she would fit in his art in his film scene. Like I feel like he could bring her to a premiere or something like that, and she wouldn't look out of place. Like she would know how to act, but like she could still have like fun. And I think they were on the same line of like I want kids, but not right now.
Well, and that's what I think. I think his dilemma was, do I pick the person that goes against my type, who I think would have been Quincy, or do I pick my type? And I think that's why he was like, my friends are going to be like, right, what are you doing?
And really, you're here, so you might as well not pick your regular type.
Well,
You might as well just try it. What could happen, right?
well,
Yeah. So that's Pop the Balloon. And yeah, anything else?
no, I think in the future, maybe we're not, we have to talk about it, about what episode we're going to start doing this, but we want to start a Margarita review series where we go to various establishments in Niagara and rank margaritas
Yeah.
on a
And then,
scale of limes.
yeah. Yes, we'll do the lime scale.
Scale. scale of limes.
The scale of
The
limes.
scale of limes.
The scale of citrus. Yeah, and then like we can always like work our way up. So if we have to go to Burlington or whatever, we could try various things. If
So-
anybody knows of any good ones,
Yes. So if
please let us know.
leave it in the comments,
Yes.
or we'll do an Instagram story or post on it. If there's somewhere where you're like, I love the margaritas from this place, we want to
Yes,
hear about it
look us
because we
up.
want to try them.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I guess that's it. We're
Yeah.
good. We're good.
We're good.
We're sorry for not being here last week, guys, but I hope you enjoyed
we're back.
our little collab video that I did, the little collage. I worked really hard on that. So thank you everybody who
It was
watches it.
amazing.
And honestly, thank
Hilarious.
you everybody who's always watching. Like we always look at who's watching the YouTube and stuff like that. And it's just like it fills my heart. So yeah. All right, guys, have a great week.
Cheers.
A lick of sugar and spice.